We're back, witnessing Mac's testimony.
I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night.
By the way, anytime he says Regina, I feel like it should be Regina. You should say it like he's saying vagina.
Yeah. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said, "Good evening," to him, but then he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max?
That's right. Money ran out less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
I suppose about 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Cross-examining, witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. Okay. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed it if someone else showed up.
You shouldn't think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting pin, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think someone would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes! The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo! But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night.
Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. He showed up after I'd been waiting for about 5 minutes. Okay. About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself.
Okay,
You already know the practice was finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know I went to the lodging house right after the practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
you gotta remember to get less aggressive when he gets into that
hard
voice.
once
Because I'm missing the sly voice. That's my favorite form of it.
Indeed, what time was that?
What time was it? Let me think about that. Ow! I'm no good at... It was 10:10 p.m. 10:10 when he did what? When he ran after money?
What?
They're verifying what time was what?
When he saw Max.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Am I getting worse? It's been a long night. They've seen my lips moving when you're talking.
Oh. 10:10 when he saw Max.
All right.
Ah, yes, that sounds about right.
It sounds right, because that's the time I saw Max on the scene.
I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence.
Because it wasn't him.
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it.
Oh, no, you gotta do him doing an impression of
Oh, what?
Ben.
Oh. Let me guess. That's not it. You're landing at night.
They don't combine. He can't
so
even.
good.
He can't even do Ben's voice, and then adding it. Do it again.
That's not it.
It's like an implosion.
Oh, fuck, it's awesome.
This is good evening at night.
Okay, to be fair, let me try to do Ben doing Trilo.
Yes, Trilo.
That's just fucking
That does sound like something. What is that?
that's Smeagol.
Yeah, that's Smeagol.
That's not right,
Yeah.
Trilo. You said good evening at night. Oh, but I'm sorry, Trilo.
It's basically Grossberg too.
Yeah, kinda.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer it if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. So
Fuck, I was busy laughing.
he said good evening to him. What did he actually say to him? What did he say that he said to him in the testimony?
Good
evening.
or good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
He said good
Yeah,
night.
Good night.
And night doesn't happen until when is night?
10 p.m.'s night.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
So 10 p.m. is past 9. Evening is 6 till 9.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
I'd say that.
Evening 6 till 9. Night is 9 till midnight, and then maybe beyond. And he says in the testimony that he said good evening, but it should have been night.
Oh, he said good evening.
He said that he said good evening.
Oh, okay.
So, let's say his good. Okay. Let's do this though. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that a pro is to review your work, he would. Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow! 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 That hurts! That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Alright, well, I'll probably have to, I gotta go back and skip through that until I get to the part. So you testified that you saw, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Trilo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Sly.
What do you mean?
Yes. Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to someone of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand, but... No! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go on proving that with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica. You are 100% absolutely sure that of what you just said.
I told you already. Jeez! I am 100% absolutely sure.
There is no way he could be any more confident than that, right? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I think we're gonna get the whole courtroom chorus here again. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Silkat!
White roses!
Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting with everyone else.
She totally did join in too.
Yeah. Well, it said her name there, actually.
Oh, really?
There has to be a hole in this testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have to prove the proof to make it stick? All we have to do is try, right, Nick?
We've got to get something to prove this useful. All
right, let's get to work. Okay, so
Let's get to work.
what do we counter or contradict, and what do we contradict it with? Okay, no.
Give you that I was waiting.
Doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. No.
No.
He showed up after I had been waiting for about 5 minutes. Oh, so many times.
Yeah, there are a lot of times right now.
He showed after. So, see, that's weird. 'Cause
We need notes on all the
he
times.
said, well, I have them, I think. He said the practice ended at 10, and then he went there immediately after. See, that's weird, because he said that he'd
When
been
did
waiting for 5 minutes.
When did Monkey come?
They haven't really said. It was like right after he saw Max.
Didn't he say 10:10? I think
Yeah,
they did
they're
verify
saying
that.
10:10.
And
They
then he came
verified
back.
10:10, but that doesn't make any sense because he showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes, and he said that he went immediately after the performance ended. So it should be 10:05, but he's saying 10:10. The murder happened at 10:15.
Did he say that
Wait,
Max came
didn't-
out before or after the ring was taken?
Max came before, and then he saw the monkey almost like a minute after that.
Well,
Yeah, he dropped the clown off first after
Oh,
practice. too.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he ditched the clown, then waited for 5 minutes, bring it to 10:10, saw the monkey.
it wouldn't matter. We don't have any evidence that shows time besides the autopsy anyways, and it doesn't really contradict that. Showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could have mistaken someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Is there, first of all, Chad, is there anything I didn't contradict? That I didn't press, rather? Okay, they have the notes here. 10:05, he sees Max. 10:10.
I don't know if that's right.
Oh.
I really don't know if that's right.
Someone else wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I'm absolutely sure it was Maximilian. I saw him at the scene. Said
You
good
pressed everything. Look at the photos.
There's only one photo.
Well, yeah, and
Nothing there that contradicts what he's saying.
Hey, go back to that photo. Does he have a flower in his hand?
maybe.
No way. He might, but that's not going to contradict this.
No.
But that's interesting. That
Yeah.
did look like it.
No, there's no flower in his hand. That looks
Oh,
like
it
a
totally
flower.
looked like it.
it did
Yeah,
look like
man.
It just must have been bunched up snow. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw him at the scene. Said good evening to him, but he didn't even... Should we... Do we have proof that Max proposed to Regina?
No, he didn't.
Do we have
He
proof
only-
that he was going to, or that he asked, or that maybe Ben knew that he was going to? We need to prove the love triangle so that we can say
Well-
that you wouldn't have said good evening to him. Why would you have said...
How did we find
Oh,
out that he
the
went
bottle!
to?
If we show the bottle, it'll prove that they just had they had
Oh.
fought,
Falling
and that
out?
there's no way he'd say good evening to it with a guy that he just
Yeah, yeah,
fought
yeah.
with. Here we go.
Take that!
Objection!
Right?
Good one.
I did it really
You did a good
loud.
job, Beck. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Wah!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
But what? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Youch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way that they would have suddenly become cordial at that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way that this puppet would have been, this lewd puppet would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Wah!
Are you saying that this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime
Is
scene?
this dancing music or no?
No.
I didn't tell you a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's not fresh dance music.
That is quite enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's clarify this testimony for the court. The court will... Could you explain your theory about the witness, what the witness actually saw that night?
He saw a different person, man.
He saw a different person, he saw the defendant, or he didn't see anyone. He saw a different person.
Right?
Let's see what this does, just for fun. Of course, the witness did not see a soul that night.
I see.
Whoa! Who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is and who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is I saw that night?
A fool can only understand a foolish foolery uttered by some more foolish fools. This witness didn't see anyone. You wouldn't happen to have any proof to back that statement up, would you?
Go.
Ow! The death look.
Yeah.
Nick, I just thought of something. If Ben and Trilo really didn't see anyone that night, they would have testified that they greeted someone that night, would they?
What happened to you? I didn't think it would go on this far. I thought it'd be a joke
Yeah.
when I said that. All right. But Trilo and Max, they're in the middle of a huge fight.
Maybe you should think this one over some more on your own time, Mr. Wright. Let's clarify this testimony.
Okay, here we go again. This time I'm gonna say he saw
Okay, wait,
a
should
different...
you save? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
We just might need the help.
Might be a good idea.
Oh, I'm fine.
Yes.
It's fine, it's fine. All right. He saw the defendant, or he saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person was the witness that Max saw at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica! Robble, robble, robble. Oh. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or, good evening as he put it. What in the world? You...
Would the defense kindly explain who it is Trilo saw? What? Saw that evening then?
Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna take a break before we decide this. And we'll figure this out. Stay tuned.